Time now for Sit 6-0. This is where I got 60 seconds to talk about anything. Start the clock, please. Here's what's on my mind this morning. Stanley Cup playoff schedule is officially out. Game 1 between the Maple Leafs and Montreal Canadiens goes down next Thursday. That gives us 6 days to debate whether goalie Jack Campbell's good enough to lead the Leafs to the promised land. And believe me, that debate is happening. During the regular season, he looked like the man. 17-2-2 record. At one point, he looked as dominant as any Leaf goalie I've ever seen. Bar's kind of low. And that record is impressive. But there's another number that Leaf fans need to remember when it comes to their goaltender of the present. 0. That's how many playoff appearances he's made in his career. 0. And don't believe what anyone tells you. When you've never seen what playoff hockey's like, no one can really predict how a player will perform. Campbell started the season with 11 straight wins. But in this city, how you end the season is all anyone remembers. Next Thursday, against the Habs, we start to get some answers. Mike Futa won a Stanley Cup as an executive in the LA Kings franchise. He knows Jack Campbell pretty well. He's been kind enough to join us this morning. Does a great job on Sportsnet analyzing the game. Mr. Futa, thanks for joining us. Message from you to any Leaf fan watching this who is a little concerned at the 0 playoff experience that Jack Campbell has, considering he's probably getting the start next Thursday, Game 1 against the Habs.
Well, thanks for having me, Sid. First off, we also can say how many playoff series has this team won? 0.
Since 2004, correct. 0.
So, what? Bringing in a guy who's just had an outstanding season, that's got everything to prove, that's got incredible demeanor, that's an incredible teammate. Sounds like a pretty good rallying cry to me. I mean, it's unfortunate. I think they're going to need Freddie as well, who's I truly think is a top-notch goaltender. But Jack has just got this exceptional personality, and I'm one of those people that love to hear these stories about they have a happy ending. So hopefully Jack can just, as I said, this kid has put up huge numbers, but he's such an incredible teammate that I'm sure this team's ready to rally around him.
Why do you think the Leafs have rallied around Jack Campbell, it would appear? You know, with all due respect to Frederik Andersen, he struggled. And in a contract year, it was surprising, before the injury even, he struggled. But when Jack Campbell was in between the pipes, it seemed like the Leafs played differently. Why do you think that is?
I think this is just a different Leaf team altogether. I think the pieces they've acquired are just loaded with character. And on top of adding Nick Foligno at the end, and now all things, I'm sure Hyman's going to be back healthy. You've got Joe Thornton, I think, who's such a key piece of dressing room fodder, but on ice fodder as well. I just think that if this team starts to slip in the past where the boat would just keep leaking, they've got enough character and grit. Like Leaf teams have notoriously been called soft in the playoffs. And all of the players that they've acquired are nothing but soft, and they all have something to prove. And the majority of them have come back to Toronto to win a Stanley Cup as Ontario kids. So I just think there's such a different makeup to this Leaf team that I'd be very, very surprised if they don't find a way to get things done.
We got 30 seconds here, Mike. Game 1 next Thursday. Do the Leafs assert themselves against Montreal, or is it a panic-inducing slip-up?
No, I think they assert themselves. I think they're going to be ready to go. And again, I think it's one of those things that if the Montreal Canadiens somehow score the first goal, it's not going to be, oh, here we go again. It's going to be, okay, batten down the hatches. We're coming right at you. Now, I hope for hockey fans in general that Montreal's got a healthy lineup coming. They've had some pretty key injuries, but all in all, just very excited. I think just seeing those two jerseys on the ice in a playoff series is going to be great for hockey fans in general. It's just a shame there's not fans in the stands to enjoy it.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll get to enjoy a Leafs Habs. Well, actually, we won't anyway. I'm getting depressed thinking about it. This is the one chance to get fans in the stands for the series. Whatever. Let's enjoy it on TV on Sportsnet. Mike, appreciate you. Thanks for this.
Thanks, Sid.
Mike Futa doing a great job with Sportsnet. Again, 6 days till the Habs and the Leafs get going in Game 1. All right, you sound off. A very different you sound off coming up. Dr. Lawrence Lowe, the Chief Medical Officer of Health, of Peel Region, will be joining us after the break. Taking your calls, taking your questions. What would you like to ask of Dr. Lowe? 1-866-267-3797. Feedback at breakfasttelevision.ca. Twitter 24/7 at Breakfast TV. It's 6:44 on a Friday, Toronto. You're watching Breakfast Television.